I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, good morning. Our session will convene Tuesday, January 16th, regular session. The board minutes for January 9th, 2024. Is there a motion?
Yeah, I'll move to.
Okay.
To accept the board minutes.
Okay.
From last week. Might mention that Scott's not here.
And Scott's not here today. So it's just checking myself. So I second it. Any public comment? Thanks, none, all in favor?
All right.
Aye. Correspondence. So our first one is from Ben Singer. And it is about the lake level, and I think what we'll do with this one is we'll put it with our dam tenders report at 9:35. Okay, the second correspondence is from James Prusa. And it's a invitation to the Rotary Club of Phillipsburg on Thursday, January 18th at 12 noon, Granite County Museum. And it's to hear about the Granite Ghost Town restoration plans. I'll be in Butte for a meeting, so I don't know if you wanna. Okay, so the next one is from Mitch Patton. This is an email. He was requesting whether or not Granite County had building permits. And I responded saying that we didn't, and then he responded back with some input about how Washington state mandates for tax purposes. For just informative what Washington state does. The next one is from Andrew Cohen, and his question is whether or not he can operate a UTV on public roads, including state highways. We referred him to the Granite County Treasurer, and she is responding as we speak. And then our final correspondence is from Max Mapping. And the reason it's for Whiskey Flats area intersection signs. It's pretty much stating that Whiskey Flats Homeowners Association, Turco Inc., Granite County, Town of Phillipsburg, and the Statler family, they need to review designated signs. It's saying the road naming system is needs updated. So this is, I would say this is something that we need to put on the agenda, whether or not.
Yeah, I guess so.
So Billy, if you can get to the necessary people so that we can get that addressed. And that's it for correspondence. Is there any public comment? On correspondence, being none. We have 5 minutes before public comment on matters within the commissioner's jurisdiction.
Your car start.
Regan has a PT appointment, and so she's all worried about, she's in Butte at camp, and she's all worried that her car won't start, so apparently it started. She hasn't reached back to me. But those little Ford Tauruses, like they're kind of really tough. I think
It's what?
it's that Ford Taurus, that 2005 that she has.
Oh,
Yeah, put a new battery in it.
well, that's right. Or she will.
Yeah.
Somebody will.
It's just, people that have driven it said it's just a little safe little car. I mean, it's front wheel drive. We've got those studded snow tires on it. When she came home for Christmas, she came through blizzard at the West Valley. Have you ever been through one of those storms at the West Valley when it's blizzardy? Not see anything coming out of Anaconda.
Oh,
Yeah, so she was scared to death, but she made it, so. Page 910. Public comment on matters within the commissioner's jurisdiction is open. Is there any public comment?
Oh,
My little horn home. Morning, Blaine.
3 out of the 4.
oh.
Yes.
How's it going?
Good.
Pipes froze up?
No, George?
No, just a reverse osmosis, and that's it. Still have water.
What's
A
that?
reverse osmosis. This is because the line goes right up the wall in the basement. Yeah, I put it in a bad spot. We have water.
How was the wind down there?
Not bad. Yeah, it was bad up here.
No, not too bad, just cold.
Yeah, there's some thermometers 50 below. Yeah, it doesn't sound fun.
Can't remember when the last time was we had this as cold as this in a while. has
Yeah.
it?
It's lasted several days.
Yeah,
Usually it's
Yeah.
like a day and a half.
yeah, it's lasting a while. It's supposed to be snapping out.
So if
It's
there's
about
any
there.
tree beetles out there, it's killing,
That's
right?
what I was thinking, sure.
Yeah,
Cause you have got several days that are below zero.
yeah, good. He froze up.
Must have. No, I'm not sure. Is it above zero yet? Do you know?
What's that?
Is it above zero yet?
It was like 5 below when I was driving up.
My phone has been lying.
Okay, it is 9:20 and the weekly report with Road and Bridge Superintendent. Paul and Solid Waste Weekly Report. Paul isn't here. So Scott is here for the Solid Waste Weekly Report discussion. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning, good to be here. Last week I did an upgrade on Monday with Josh, our IT person. And we upgraded the computer at the Phillipsburg site. And got everything upgraded and everything working good. The SCALET system looked good. But when Jody came in on Tuesday, the printer wasn't working and the connection between the SCALET software scales would not register, so there's no weights coming on to the computer screen, so they couldn't be registered. So what she had to do for the week was and write down, look at the scale numbers are up on her above a window. And she can write down the in, the out, and the difference. So they did that with over 100 customers that went through. So there's a stack of paper that needed to be entered. So I worked with SCALET and they said for the communication between the scales system and the physical scales, needed the upgraded adapter. So I worked with them and found out which adapter they needed, and I ordered 2 of them because I think Drummond's going to be upgrading soon as well. Under my own account, I'll get reimbursed, but that should come up. That should come on Thursday, so I can go out there and try to get that, and then work with the SCALET system in Florida to run the drivers so the communication will work. So hopefully that's going to be seamless. it's just a matter of the Amazon. You know, shipping times, it takes a long time, so that's the delay. But since then, I've got the printer working out there at the dump site, so. You know, the attendant can enter those things as she sees them. The scale won't talk still, but she can manually enter them in, print out dump slips instead of handwriting them all, so. And the ones that were handwritten, I've gone in, took me about a couple hours to enter them all in, but we've got all those dump slips now. And they're all printed, so I've got those here, so that's where we're at, so we're kind of seamless, but we still need to fix that communication. So that's what's going on out there, and I'm not sure when they're gonna upgrade the Drummond site, but we'll have 2 units, you know, up for the Drummond site when it's ready, so we don't have that kind of a delay.
See, like Paul was saying last week that they have to zero it out every time down at the Drummond site, and then, which it's just a matter of have to do it manually. It's one thing to get the correct weight.
That's a different problem, but yeah, there's a workaround for that as well, so. Yeah, until they get the scales certified, fixed, I guess that's a big operation, it's gonna have to take place. Yeah. That's gonna be pretty spendy.
So like on the reimbursement thing, maybe for future reference, I mean, which you'll definitely be reimbursed, but there's also county credit card that you can just call Sarah and say, hey, I've got this purchase that I need the credit card for.
I went to them and they said, this is the only place I could find this, the scale it system, you know. Is Amazon. And they recommended that one and that one only because they've tried other ones and they don't work. You can't use Amazon for Becky because there's problems there, so.
Oh, okay, well,
So she said the best thing to do is just personal account and then reimburse. And that's a small inconvenience.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I'm just saying if you didn't choose to.
So when I worked out there, there's other things that I've ordered that just needed to be out there. And I did it on my own thing. I got reimbursed,
Yeah.
you know, small items, but
Yeah.
it's. So,
Yeah, as long as you print out the receipt and get it attached to the claim.
yeah.
I do that with everything too, it's usually on credit.
Yeah, so and then. So that's in the works and that should be completed, you know, but we're kind of seamless and everything's going through. So we know what the records of everyone that's come through. And I worked with Rick Robinson on Wednesday. He came in for about an hour and he talked about things I need and things that, you know, going forward. So that was a good conversation. He's gonna give me cancellations and additions to the list that he already gave me. And I requested that he go through the list that I gave him a full list of missing parcel numbers, tax ID numbers, you know, those things that we put into the scale it system. So we can report out who's going to the dump and still has granite disposal. So that's gonna be in the works, and I don't see it happening real fast, but you know.
Yeah.
But it is in the works, so I think that's a positive thing. And I just got a email, well, I'm not here Thursday and Fridays. So, but of his cancellations. He's given me 18 cancellations since his policies come through. Update the scale system so they it won't impact, you know, giving them a letter.
Yay.
He was saying the policy caused the cancellations, or you don't know that?
He didn't say,
Okay. Could be both, yeah.
I mean, people, there's a whole bunch of different ways they could be leaving town. They could,
Yeah.
you know, there's so many things you can think of, but I think a good portion of them probably are. They don't pay taxes and still have to pay it to them. That's the voices of, you know, what I've been hearing from people. And that's pretty much it.
Good.
And I do have a proposal. I've done a run on all the totals that people have for 1/2 of the year. And they're reflected on the listing that It's on the website, so people can look up their tax ID and say, oh, I'm at 600 pounds, or I'm 1,200 or whatever. They can see where they're at, but there's people that are over. I was wondering if I should probably notify these people that they're over and they can buy units to maybe save some money.
Well, I think if you're on top of it, it's gonna save you
Right.
probably accounting at the end of the year, sending it all out, if you can notify people that. I don't know, what do you think, Blaine?
I think that's a good idea. It's good customer service and
Yeah, so
Yeah.
just to
keep them
notify them
updates and,
that if they don't buy units, they're gonna be charged their overages at 20%. But if they do buy units, it's it's 7 cents.
Yeah.
Which is the third, it's a discount. If you order out, get this. Yeah, so I can mail out the people that are noticeably over right now.
Mhm.
That would save them. And then the benefit of that, we'd be able to collect money from people that otherwise won't pay.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got people that are, 3 years old, 3 years in the running that still haven't paid. Then it eventually goes on to their taxes or something, that show that property taxes.
yeah, it would be, I mean, those who are
Delinquent.
delinquent more
Well,
than a year should be going on their
And that was
taxes.
decided that it would go on their taxes if they were delinquent for,
Yeah, and that was Vicky doing a affidavit with the Department of Revenue, and so have to train up the new treasurer on that one, so that doesn't get.
Because we're, into, thousands of dollars, and with the new overage price, which is 20 cents now. An average year, we'll have $18,000 worth of overages, that we're trying to claim. But right now, just for a half year, the overages are gonna be around 52,000. That's just half year. And then there's another year, so that's a lot of money to
Yeah.
try to collect.
Yeah.
I mean,
All the more reason to send out the notice
Yeah.
now, let
Yeah,
them get
that's-
at a discount.
just a little,
that's a lot.
this is great. It's something where just revamping and updating that solid waste and seeing the problems that were there, we're finding solutions and revenues coming in that should have been coming in.
Yeah.
So that's good.
This July, we'll have to look at, the tax issue and getting those, make sure
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
getting them, those are delinquent, not delinquent.
Should we do something to make sure that after a year, we put it on their taxes, they don't pay?
I think it's a 2-year period, because we put, for the fiscal year 21-22. There's 2 people that were delinquent. And I followed them up and I looked at their taxes on their property. And then there's a line item in the assessments. They have their dump fee, but there's also the amount that was short that they didn't pay on their taxes as well. So they're kind of, if they want to pay their taxes, they got to pay that full. So that's where you can claim it. I don't think it's a lien per se, but it's another assessment on their property taxes. So it's a 2-year thing. So 22-23 for next year will be those people that are delinquent. Will go into their property taxes through Vicky's mechanism, which I'm not familiar with. I mean, I've heard of it, but I don't know procedure. I think you have to send out a certified letter.
Yeah, give them notice. No, that, as long as it's
Yeah,
getting,
there's
as
a
long as it's getting
process.
on.
There's a process. So I'll work up a letter to show them their savings.
Yeah.
If they do it this way, or you can wait and you'll pay this amount. I think they're leaning towards savings. So
Great, thank you.
So that's basically the dump in. a
Thank you,
nutshell.
Scott.
You're welcome.
Good job.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Vicky wanted a closed session for a second. She has a personal item that she needs to visit with us about.
Okay.
And we've got, about 5 minutes before the
So-
next agenda item.
Rights to privacy outweigh
Yeah,
the
yeah.
public's right to know on
So
a
I'll,
personnel matter or just a
it's
a
a
private
personnel
tax-
matter.
personnel matter, okay.
I mean. There you go.
Okay, we're back on. And our next agenda item is the DM tenders report.
Okay, we got that one email, or that one, yeah.
Yeah, I've got it.
Oh.
So the lake is 6429.29 feet, and that's 2.52 inches below. We have an email from Dan Singer that suggests,
Or Ben,
Ben,
sorry, that the level has significantly exceeded the high record. And he would recommend a release of 33 CFS to draw down. If inflows do not change, this would result in 7 inches of freeboard in mid-April. And like he's saying, while we have a drier than normal 3-month prediction and low snowpack, the lake typically rises 14 inches over a 4-week period in May and June. That is typically at the same time as a large release. So,
yeah, I was planning on raising it up to 25. And I talked to some people from the lake and they think we need some more freeboard too. And but then we get this, and so I'm kind of considering going 30. And just week by week basis and try to get it down.
Yeah.
You know, at least to 7 inches.
Yeah.
Below.
so we have to get permission again.
so you do the motion and vote on it, subject to, the agency consent.
So I second your motion at 30. Is there any public comment?
30 week by week to get it down to
Week by
7.
week basis. Just like we're-
30 week by week basis. Elena,
Thank you. For the record, Elena Gagliano. I'm looking at the letter that was received yesterday and updated yesterday, a holiday. But anyway, could you explain what free boarding is? I think that's the term, free board. And yeah, can you explain that, please?
Yeah, to have some leeway or have the lake go down, so we have some leeway when the more inflow comes in the spring, and we'll raise it up, so we have some freeboard before we start dumping it over the spillway. So it's below the spillway, the freeboard.
And like people you talk to are like Chuck Stokey and the homeowners up there, right?
that answer your question, Elena?
But I'm leery of going way down.
Yeah.
Like we have been, like we're usually a foot below. And I don't know if we can do that this year, you know, with the all meeting thing, yeah. So I mean, just a week by week basis, we'll see what we do at 30. And then, you know, next week it might go to 25 or whatever, I don't know. I think we got.
So point of clarif, I'm sorry, point of clarification. You're going to get in touch with, you said the agency, FERC, for permission?
Work with the FWP and
Fish and Wildlife Service and Forest Service are the agencies.
Thank you.
Any other public comment? All in favor? Aye. Okay,
I'll
and you'll take.
email them. And so leave it at, leave it at 20 until we hear it.
I was told that 1 year, it was similar to this. And Silver Lake was full, and then spring came and they opened the head gate to Georgetown.
Which-
It's not a big.
Yeah, which are not, under the rules, they're supposed to be given notice and. And have the infrastructure in place to do that correctly, so. Yeah, they've been talking to Chuck Stokey, and. From what I've heard, they've been told that they've got to give the county notice and know that, but. Few servable, it's few servable.
But it could happen and we're getting,
Yeah.
that's the only way we could be filming that lake now. Is through
Yeah.
Silver Lake,
And it's just the underground,
yeah,
nothing that they're doing
yeah.
other than they're keeping
Yeah.
Silver Lake full, right?
Our next agenda item is at 9:50. Give me some water.
Can you change it or?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna go then email them. Like the batteries. Only a couple minutes off. Alright, is that right now?
9:49, I think so, yeah.
It's still 30 seconds. Great.
And 9:49, do it 9:49. Getting to 9:50. Good Lord, make it lower. Thank you.
2 seconds right up now. Alright, I'll be back.
Nine fifty. Tri-County Fair Board. Appointment of Amanda Weaver. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll move to appoint Amanda Weaver to the Fair Board.
I will second it. Any public comment? Being none, all in favor? Aye. Okay, our next agenda item is at 10 a.m.
I have a comment from Elena.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. I just.
Go ahead, Elena.
Thank you. Just clarification on that, this agenda item. It says discussion and decision. Who is Amanda Weaver? What's her background? What's that to me is discussion, who this person is, what's her background. There's no documents included or anything.
Thank you for your comment, Elena.
Oh, it was a question, by the way, for the record.
I know who she is.
Well, this application pretty much says who she is. We went through the application. And it's our decision, so our decision is.
Yeah, I mean, I know.
Yeah, and you know a person. So I feel. Rules have been met.
good.
Better.
Get back to the dam thing. If we stayed at that level, like 3 inches or 4 inches even above 4 inches. We could get a big rainstorm in the spring, even though it is El Nino. And we go spilling all over the school. Especially 2 inches, you could easily get 2 inches, just 2 inches from the sky.
Yeah,
But imagine what's gonna come
right
in.
now
Inflow.
it's high and it shouldn't be this high, right? That's not good. Billy, do you post the applications to the web after reading the oxygen, or are they?
Not for volunteer board applicants, because it has their personal information on it.
Yeah.
Some of the boards though are starting to make, like the airport board, they're starting to make their own emails available so people can contact the board. And I don't know, I hope more boards do that, so I have contact information to give out. Usually I try to give out like the chairperson's information if somebody comes in, but usually since it's
Is that
personal
on the
information.
web where they can,
No, because it's personal information.
I mean, board emails on web?
Only if, no, because it's all personal information and they change all the time. If we like had, like, for this, like Tri-County Fair Board at CO dot or whatever, like if we made them an email that they could, I would, but a lot of times it's just their personal contact information. And they serve short terms and they, it's their personal email, their personal cell phone numbers. If someone comes in with an issue and says, hey, I'm trying to reach the board for this, I will give them the chairperson's phone number, but I don't just post it on there.
So who vacated that board? Where,
Who was it? It's been vacant since last summer.
Yeah,
Stacy Menendez, she moved.
Yeah.
Yeah,
somebody came in and said,
yeah. She moved away.
hey, Kennesaw. Channel 1. Kennesaw, Georgetown Lake Fire Service Area Board appointments. We have any?
Did you see my email on that I sent you guys where somebody had actually, it's not a new appointment to the board, it was a member of the board. Had emailed or had called in because they're concerned about somebody who you've already appointed to the board who's not attending meetings and they would like to know if that person can be replaced on the board. And I said, you guys control all of the appointments, reappointments. I would have to go through you guys. I don't know if you.
how long's it been since they haven't showed up?
The person who called in and told me said that this person, they have served 2 terms and they have never seen this person at a board meeting, and this person has been on the board longer than they have been. And the terms are 3-year terms.
Should we send a letter to say interested, something like that?
I was looking for that email you said you sent. When did you send it?
It was in the weekly email that I send you guys, so it would have been in last Thursday, that kind of has all the stuff that happens for the week. Just kind of a quick summary of.
So you say it was on Thursday, I only see one on Thursday. Did you send it to the commissioners or did you send it
I
to?
sent it to each of you. It'll be the one that's in my weekly
And you sent it
update
to the
one.
commissioner too?
Nope, just the one I sent to each of you. It's just the weekly update one I send.
Okay.
And it's under agenda where it kind of spells out each agenda item. And it's just a quick synopsis that just kind of,
Okay, weekly update.
yep.
So is this agenda item on here? I guess I misunderstood. Is this to replace this person? Or is there? new
Well, I
board
think they
appointments?
somebody wants to know if we can replace them.
So that's what,
So I think we ought to send this person a letter. And give them 2 weeks to respond
okay,
and say, okay, you're gonna be off. We're gonna appoint somebody else. And if you don't respond, we'll take that as,
okay, well, the. Reading this, it looks like there was appointments to look at,
that's the way I read it too.
Yeah.
That's fine.
so, which is an incorrect description, so. The agenda item is actually. One of the board members called with concerns, so I think you're correct in. Do we have to have a motion on it?
I'll make a motion to write a letter to this absentee board member and ask them if they're still
Okay,
available.
yeah, well, so I,
Give them 2 weeks to respond. They don't respond.
okay, so I will second that. Any public comment? Being done, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So is the commission gonna write the letter then, and then, or is the board?
Yeah, they should.
We write, yeah, but it'll come from the commissioners.
So, next agenda item at 10:15.
Yeah, yeah.
Go ahead, Elena.
Move this way. See.
Thank you. Point of clarification, I'm looking on the website regarding the Georgetown Lake Fire Service area. Can you hear me okay?
Would you repeat that one more time, please? I didn't catch the first part.
Okay, I'm looking at the website, the different boards,
Okay,
and point of clarification, the Georgetown Lake Fire Service area. Technically, there are 5 members on the board. You pick 2, Anaconda Deer Lodge picks 2, and the fire service, Lake Fire Service picks 1. Now, I would think that all of them should be indicated on this. Because they're all on the board. It only shows 2 people.
I can get a list from Fred of who is who. I just have our appointments.
It's
From
just
my list.
personal.
Okay.
Yeah.
so what I think she meant is that all members of the board should be informed whether or not we send a letter to the one board member. Is that what you're saying, Elena?
No, well, it could be, but I'm saying on the website, it just has Mike Hayes and Chip Hoganson. Those are the only 2. Who's the chair? You know, every board has a chairman. We don't know anything except that these 2 people that happen to be Granite County appointees. This is an entire board, and the whole board should be listed on the website. And maybe the letter should go to the chair, whoever that is. That's just my comment.
Thank you, Elena.
You're welcome.
That's a probably good idea.
Yeah, I'll get a list and put them on there. The chair is aware though. The whole board is aware.
Okay. So do we have to amend that? To write to everybody?
I wouldn't think so.
I mean,
I mean, we don't control the board.
Right.
We just control 2 people. And one of these people that we
Is
can,
it one of the
that
people?
we appoint,
Our people?
our
Oh, our
person
people, okay.
isn't showing up. So why should we, I mean, we can inform the board and everything, yeah, keep everybody informed, but let's say, so we don't control the whole thing.
Okay, 10:15. Resolution 2024-4. A Granite County resolution calling for a study commission election as a ballot issue on the primary election ballot on Tuesday, June 4th, 2024, second reading and adoption.
And so this is something we do like every 10
Every
years,
10 years.
every 10 years, and we just have to do it.
Yes,
So,
it's statute by law. We have to have a study commission. We have to have the vote whether to have a study commission.
so I'll move to adopt resolution 2024-4. A Granite County resolution calling for a study commission election as a ballot issue on the primary election ballot Tuesday, June 4th, 2024.
I second it. Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. in 20 drafted response to the United States Forest Service District Ranger Cameron Razor. This is a letter that is on the web, and we're reaching out to him, and we have determined that we will no longer be providing assistance to the residents that raise concern, and will refer them to the U.S. Forest Service to pursue the permitting process to complete their maintenance. Is there a motion?
I read the letter and I don't think I'd approve send it the way it is. It says we won't do any maintenance, and in a couple of months, there's no way that they're gonna get a association together in like 2 or 3 months. And you know, get everybody agree, give it for us, or go in spring breakup. That part of the road would need to be bladed, and we've done it the last few years.
Okay,
And so I think we should say, okay, we'll blade the road this spring. And then, that would give them time to do something for additional maintenance.
so did you want to reword this a little bit, or did you want to table this and put the letter up for next week?
I think we should table it and kind of put in what I said there.
Okay,
And
okay. Okay, this agenda item, the drafted response will be tabled until next week with changes in the letter to Mr. Cameron Razor.
You understand?
I
what
have
I-
a couple, yeah, so, blading in the spring, just this spring or?
Yeah, I'd say, something like we will plan on providing the spring breakup blading,
Mhm.
and then give them time to form an association or whatever. Which will probably never.
Yeah, I agree.
One other question, because I had sent this to Blaine and we were kind of kicking it back and forth that Blaine had. What about plowing? Is this a road that the county is still gonna provide snow plowing on, or is that,
Yeah, so we gotta talk about this more.
yeah? So I have some
Yeah.
questions about the maintenance plowing.
So
So,
this-
so should we continue, like next year, all the snow,
so we plow,
we plow?
we have an agreement with them to plow the road, correct? This is that agreement.
It's in the Schedule A, right? The
Yeah,
short drive
so,
in the-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Schedule A, does that have to be brought into this letter per Schedule A?
Yeah, we probably should say, well, we have the obligation to do whatever
Yeah.
that time period
Yeah.
is we said to
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, so this actually was a little premature. Okay,
So we just table it? and-
yes,
Let's just table it, and talk about it when
Yeah.
Scott's here,
Okay,
and it's kind of read it.
so I'll just leave that up in Word next week and
Yeah,
then
yeah. then we can
type
talk
into it and play with
When
it.
Scott's here.
Okay.
yeah, I agree. Okay. So like we'd have to adhere to Schedule A, correct?
I would think so.
Yeah. And so we can't just write a letter saying that,
Even if we're gonna quit, I mean, we probably could. That's not,
um,
that's not.
when we heard all the people last spring. And then we tried to work with Forest Service. And they're coming back at us that we can't do this and we can't do that. So I guess the letter has to be stating, okay, we're just gonna stick to Schedule A and whatever,
Yeah, well, not, probably
Yeah.
not.
it's up to
renewed.
the people to get them to Forest Service. Yeah, okay, gotcha. Yep, makes sense to you, Billy. Okay. Next agenda item is at 10:35.
Hello?
Right?
Talk about the response to Cameron.
We, excuse me, tabled it.
Okay,
We need to discuss it more, and Chuck had the idea that we can't just say we're not gonna
Not doing any maintenance.
do anything.
yeah, cause I mean, snow plowing, I guess would be the question is,
And, you know, it's too late to say, well, we're not gonna blade the part needs.
yeah, so it needs to be a transition period,
Transition.
yeah, that's a good point. And you guys would consider continuing to snow plow, or do you want potentially out of that even later on?
Yeah, I would later
Yeah.
on, right? What do you think? I mean, if they take over if they did it,
Yeah,
do
good,
an association, they should be
Yeah.
doing the snow plowing too.
but just give us, yeah, transition time to get it, yeah.
Which I can't imagine getting everybody to agree to an association for road maintenance. Maybe
Yeah.
a few of them could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, form an LLC and apply for permits.
I wouldn't think it would need to be everybody, cause you're not,
Yeah.
everybody.
With, and they've talked about doing the speed bumps themselves and stuff. I mean, they brought that up, but I'm not sure how much they were willing to commit to money, but they talked about it.
Okay, 10:35. A special resolution appointing Greg Overstreet, an attorney with Overstreet Law Group, as a special deputy granite attorney for Montana Third Judicial District Court case. Case number DB 23-39.
So you want me to give you some background here? So the county, for the public, the county was sued by James Grassi and others regarding a gate that they desired to place up on a road out of Wapiti Road, which is just out of the subdivision of Marshall Ridge. And so we've talked about this. The county's involvement would be basically a public safety issue there. The sheriff does not want that gate up. I've told their attorney that I would charge them with disorderly conduct if they did put a gate up there. That it's a safety issue. They're saying that there's a lot of crime going on up there and they need this gate and lock gate up there. But sheriff disagrees with that there's been a lot of crime up there. This would inhibit emergency vehicles and other things. But so the plaintiffs only brought suit against the county, which is an issue because there's others easement right owners up there. So this is really a pretty complex civil procedure issues. So the thought was to get some help consulting from Greg Overstreet. If we end up going to trial, I'll handle the trial and the trial prep, but this is more just the preliminary type motions because we're going to do some motions, file some motions here right away. So, and then it'd come out of my budget, out of my special counsel budget. So then also having some Matt Pierce with Pierce or Maps doing a map, and then Hans Bornson doing some look at an easement to see what rights are there, where the easement goes. So it's getting a little bit of help there. It's I think we figured out where those would come. There'd be limited costs there, but there'd be some costs from Matt Pierce and Hans Bornson. But the Greg Overstreet's expenses would come from my county attorney budget, if that's all simple. He's a very, very good civil attorney. He's private attorney, but he's also the town attorney in Phillipsburg. But he does
Where's he from?
he lives in Stevensville, but he's a contract attorney for the town of Phillipsburg and does a lot of civil work and yeah, very, very good attorney. I'm good at civil. I mean, I did my case, but this case is pretty complex as far as the civil procedure.
So this is the second reading. Is there a motion?
Yeah, I'll move to adopt a special resolution appointing Greg Overstreet, an attorney with Overstreet Law Group, as a special deputy Granite County Attorney for Montana Third Judicial District Court Case Cause Number DV 23-39.
This is the only first reading, but we're
Or is
in,
it-
we're in basically, we need to get a response filed.
Well, it's
So,
adoption.
yeah, so you guys can adopt it. We don't have time to.
So we don't
re-
have these two. I thought it was on last week.
No, we had the case update there 2 weeks ago. But this type deal where, yeah, it's needed ASAP, so you guys can do it.
So this doesn't have a resolution number?
It's just these ones, like for special deputy county attorney, we haven't been doing them as
Okay.
with the number. It just,
Are they still filed with resolutions?
yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'll second it. Any public comment?
Elena.
Go ahead, Elena.
For the record, thank you, Elena Gagliano. I want to thank you, Commissioner McClure, because those were the 2 points I was thinking about. Doesn't say first or second reading on it. And also resolution. It should have a number as a resolution on it. It is a resolution.
Special resolution.
Every motion the county commission makes and passes is a resolution. The issue is if it's that formal that it needs a number on it. I don't think it's that formal that needs to have it. It can go with the other resolutions, but I don't see where it needs it. It's a just limited in scope to county attorney's office. Is not a one affecting the county. So I mean, it
Fine.
could, but I don't see where it needs to have it.
Hold on. Again, it would be easier if it had a number so you can go, if you are looking for it, you can find it. It would make it easier finding it. That's why it should have a resolution number. It does involve money, and it was a decision by the county commissioners.
Yeah. It'd be easy to find the date today and then find, it'll be in the minutes, the date today, and it'd be easily found. Clerk reporting office.
I'm not meant to debate you, Blaine, on this, but just before Blanche had a problem finding something that was supposedly uploaded somewhere, and it is a problem finding anything. So take it from my personal experience on this. This is going to be, I'm going to go and look and find out when it was discussed and then how, and no, it's very easy just putting a resolution number on it. Thank you.
I'll defer to the commission. I don't know.
Defer to. the committee.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm agreeing. I think a resolution number, if that's okay.
Okay,
It's like we've got, it's.
we're on
2024-5.
2024-5. We can put
Okay,
that
so-
down. Oh,
I can
We
change.
can
Okay,
correct that
yeah.
right now. We can still adopt, right?
yeah,
Okay.
So I amend my motion to include 24-5.
all right, thanks.
What was on 4 last week?
It was today. It was 2024-4,
The,
the committee.
Study
Oh,
commission.
right, okay. Boo, yeah, okay. Thank you, Elena.
Thank you.
Amend your
I did.
motion too. Okay, all right. I second. Any other public comment? Being none, all in favor? Aye.
That's
And I can see because it does involve the budget fund. So it's not gonna go to-
You want me to talk to you about the game plan on the motions we're gonna file, cause that's updated too. But it's, same as we talked on, yeah. Let me clarify that, what's coming. There's the civil complaint is vague on some things, on who they're meaning by public, because they don't think the public should use a portion of Wapiti. Do they mean Marshall Ridge and Black Pine Meadows people as part of the public? And like the location of the gate and whether it's gonna be locked or not, those are all questions. So we're gonna do a motion for a more definite statement. And then they're also asking for injunctive relief from prosecution if they put up a gate, and you can't get injunctive relief from future prosecution. So there'll be a motion to dismiss that request for injunctive relief. And then later on, once we get their more definite statement, then we can make a game plan on what we're gonna file then as far as.
Is this the road, it kind of goes up that draw?
Goes right through both of the subdivisions. Up, and then it comes back and meets around with Black Pine Road. So, yeah,
Well, there was an old road that I used to walk on, but
the sheriff talked about, that he, like before these subdivisions were there, that he hunted up there on the road. Then when talking to Jake Craig there a couple days ago or last week, he talked about how portions of that road were new, that they weren't there, but I guess I need a clarification from him on, yeah, when that road was there, but people have, there's definitely easement rights in there, just who has them is what we're looking into, for sure. Marshall Ridge folks have rights into Wapiti. So, need to do more, yeah, more digging on the easements and the history of that road. The Forest Service also, when they did that exchange with YT, reserved back easements, so that's another deal we're looking at.
why is white tea timber? Or also our white
Good, I think they, when
timber.
they had different,
Yeah.
they had different corporate names for, I think, maybe different projects.
I remember White Timber, they owned it though,
Yeah,
and then he sold it.
Well, yeah, that's our white timber, I always thought it was our white,
there's,
they dealt with our white.
yeah. I think there's different ownership, or corporation, different names for different
Yeah,
projects.
yeah.
That's all.
Okay, that was our last agenda item. And do I have a motion for projected adjournment?
I'll move to adjourn.
I second.
So on the Atlantic space, when they did that, we had a meeting on fourth. And it told us about it. Like everybody catches it, and that was a lake too, and especially once it people are going to the rings out. My opinion.
Yeah, we have black then.
Got blue pin. Got blue.
Yeah.
When all of a sudden, it was down.
Yeah.
And Hunter, Jack Missoula called me, was a timber. My wife started logging. And he accused me of logging in there.
Taking to Sarah right now.
Oh, yeah.
Something you're talking.
Plan change.
Before you take off,
Are you adjourned?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys seconded, but you never said